Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook or the needles. I have started knitting just a little bit, so those of you who knit are giving me such good encouragement. I really appreciate it so much because I have a few ideas of things that I want to do, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Today I have a couple of finished objects that I want to talk about, and one is a knitted object. So I wanted to ask you how your weather is. Ours is a blizzard. It has been snowing since 7 a.m. this morning, and it's after lunch, and it's still coming down pretty hard. So we have about 6 inches so far, and I don't love snow, but I don't mind it if I don't have to go anywhere, which I'm not doing. I've gotten all of my errands run. Everything's done. So the only thing I have to do is take a diamond painting to the framers, and I'll talk about that in a minute too. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. It's Friday today, and looking forward to my weekend. It's going to be probably mostly in the house because we'll be snowed in for a day or two, but that's okay. It's fun to have that once in a while, and I'm sure my grandchildren are probably sliding down a hill right now on a sled. So I'm not into that anymore. So I'm here, and I'll just look at the pictures when they come in. So here we go. Let's take a look at some things I've been up to this week. If you remember last week, I talked about a wrap that I was working on. I'm knitting it. Actually, I have been. I'm through with it now. But this is the pattern is from Premier. It's a free pattern on their website, and it's called the Bias Mesh Stripe Wrap. Bias Mesh Stripe Wrap. And I'll put a link to it down in the description box below. Most everything I talk about, I'll put a link down below so you don't have to write things down if you don't want to. But anyway, this is the pattern that I used. I used a size 9 knitting needles, which was kind of fun. It was plenty big, and I didn't have to worry about it being too small. I'm not ready for the small needles yet, but this is what it looks like. I'll get up here where you can see it. And I showed this last week, but there, I'll stretch it out so you can see it. It turned out really nice. I like it. I like everything about it, except that it takes so long to knit, and I don't really want any more shawls. I don't mind to have a cowl, though. I really like those. They're easy to put on with a coat, and you can just kind of scrunch them up around your neck, and then you can take them off very easily. It's not a lot of material to work with, a lot of fabric. So I did probably 30 rows, maybe 25 rows, and then I decided that I wasn't going to continue, so I sewed it together in the back, and I'll show you that. It's not the most beautiful seam because one side of the shawl is at a diagonal and the other is straight, but I managed to sew it together, and this is how it turned out. It's not too bad. It blends all in there, so you can't really see it. I'm not a perfectionist, as you know. If I was, I would do probably half of the things that I do because I would have to be frogging out a lot of things that I might have made a mistake, or I didn't really love something. It didn't turn out right, but many times I'll just keep going and finish. I don't frog out too much. I do frog, but not that often. So this was a project I could have frogged out because I didn't want to finish it, but I thought it looked really pretty. It was a nice shawl to start on as far as following directions and all that. I did some yarn overs and some decreases in here, and they were all mixed in together, so it was kind of fun to follow the directions. I made the directions, actually I wrote on the back of the pattern, which I usually do if there are directions that are all like this and it's just for me not easy to mark them off. This is what I did. I wrote down what every line needed to be, and then over here when I finished a line I would put a check mark right there. So when I finished a row I would put a check mark, so I knew where I finished up. I was right about here, and there were four check marks instead of 5. Well, there's 4 there. There's 5 right there. So I left off 4 rows of the last pattern repeat, but there again I was kind of over it. And so I'm over it. I made a cowl out of it, and it's really pretty, and I plan to wear it because it will match a blue coat that I have. So, and I'll just wear it with a blue jean jacket. I could wear it with a blue jean jacket, so that'll really look pretty when I do that. So, and a little gray turtleneck or something like that under it, or maybe a white t-shirt, you know, with the cowl. That'd be nice too, you know, lots of things. But this was made with Spun Colors, and this is what they look like, Spun Colors. I made a multicolor cardi out of this one, not necessarily this colorway, but it's this yarn. It's very pretty, very, very pretty. I love it. I don't love it to knit with though, because it splits a little bit, and I'm a very beginner knitter, so I need to have a yarn that doesn't split. And this is a roving yarn, and I just didn't even think about that when I first started working with it. And some of the strands are a little bit thin and some are wide and fat, like this one's pretty wide here at the top. You know, you start out with it like that, but on in here there are some stretches of yarn that are very small. They're tiny, and then when you knit with them they seem weird, you know, it doesn't seem right. Now I think, as I said last week, I could crochet with this all day long. I really love this, and I have 2.5 cakes of this left over from this. Only took about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a cake. It didn't take very much at all. So I need to make something out of this, and I'm asking for your suggestions if you think of something that I can make with 2.5 cakes of this that I can wear. If I don't hear from you and I don't have any good ideas, I will simply find something in my pattern stash. I've got lots of patterns, and I'll just crochet something with it because it crochets very beautifully. As you remember, I made that multicolor cardi with it, and it just is so gorgeous. I wear it quite often, actually. The one thing I will say about this is that it pills. It does pill, and when I wear my multicolor cardi, I will go over it sometimes with some little scissors and cut off the pills. And I know you can use one of those sweater shavers, but I don't have one, and so I just use scissors to take those off with, and it's okay, but it's a little annoying. It's not, you know, a luxury yarn or anything, and some of those pill too, so you know, you don't always know what you're going to get. But the Anti-Pill by Premier is one of my favorite yarns because it does not pill, and you can wear it and put sleeves in it, and under the arm it doesn't get pilled like for example, this one would probably do that if I was in fact, when I do look at my multicolor cardi, sometimes most of the pills are from the elbow to the hem, right under here. That's where all the pills are. So just a little information. You may have needed it or not, but that's my first finished object. It's the Bias Smith shawl by Premier. Just a quick thought about the needles that I was using. They're number 9, and these are Chattanooga needles. Really like these. They're slick, but I've learned to work with them. I've only slipped off of them once, and that was when I was casting off. And I looked away, and a couple of the loops came off, and I put them right back on. So that was okay. But this is how long I used for the cord between them. It looks like about a 10-inch cord or something like that. And the needles are nice and big, so that I can actually grab onto them. It's really nice. I love this. And I can go in here and find any size I want, for the most part, you know, any size I really need or want. And all the accessories are in this little pouch right here. So they're really nice as an investment. I'm glad I invested in them. It wasn't cheap at all. I remember buying these and I went, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But the irony is that I bought a similar set of really super nice Tunisian hooks with all the cords and everything on it, and I gave it away because I didn't think I wanted Tunisian crochet. Did I say Tunisian? Anyway, Tunisian crochet. I gave it away when I was cleaning out my craft room one time, and I was trying to be ruthless giving things away, and I gave away that Tunisian crochet kit, and it was probably $60 or $70, and I was just over it. I didn't want to fool with it. I hadn't even tried it yet, and I thought, you know, I'm not going to use that. And now I'd like to have it back because I think I'd like to try something new, and if it's Tunisian crochet, I'll have to go and buy the Tunisian crochet hooks, and I don't want to really do that, but I may find myself doing it, I don't know. And that's all I can say about that shawl. Earlier last week, and I think I told you all this already, I ordered a kit from Lion Brand with 3 of these skeins of superwash merino in the marmalade color. Really love it. Love, love it, love it, love it. I do love this. And after you order the kit, 48 hours later, they'll put the digital pattern out for you in your account so that while you're waiting on your yarn to come, you can print the pattern. So I did. And this is called the Easiest Classic Top, and it's from Mama in a Stitch, which I'm sure, you know, here's the front. Duh. Okay, it's the Classic Knit Top by Mama in a Stitch. And I'll get that up there where you can see it. I didn't have a color printer at my disposal when I did this, so she actually made this out of just a sort of an ivory color yarn, and that's fine. But I wanted something with a little color in it. That's just how I am. So I had one of these already, and I bought 3 more because you use 2 strands at one time. And this is a knitted top, so like I said, it's going to take me a while to get it done, but it doesn't have any decreases or increases or anything that I can tell on there. So I think I'll be okay. I should be able to whip that up. Hopefully the size will fit me. You know, my patterns are not written like that. They're written for your size. You use your measurements to crochet my patterns. And I'm not used to picking a size and going with it because I'm kind of an odd size. I'm a petite, but I'm wide. In places I'm not wide. My arms are real thin, but they're long. You know, I've just got some quirky things about my body, and usually if I pick a medium, it's too big. And then if I pick a small, it's too short, you know, so whatever. I'm working on it, but I did want to do that. I just wanted to knit something that I could actually wear that wasn't a cowl or a shawl or something like that. So I'm really excited about that. So that my kit partially came this week, and I'll wait for the yarn to come in so I can pull it off 2 strands at a time, and I'll just work on it when I can. It takes a size 8 needle, which I'm good for. I just used an 8. Well, I used a 9, but an 8's very, very similar. So I'll be using that size needle to make my new classic top. One of my finished objects is a diamond painting. I want to show that to you real quick. And I'm waiting for Crafty's diamond paintings to come to me. They're sponsoring me, and we're kind of collaborating, and it's kind of a nice thing. They've done that before with me, and they liked what I did. So I'm going to do 3 more paintings by Carla Gerard. And here's a look at one of them. I showed it last week, and it's an interesting abstract artist, and I like her art, though. It's very pleasant, very uplifting. It's not too weird. It's, you know, you can see what she's trying to paint there. So I'm going to do a study in hers. I have 3 paintings coming and a half bath on our main floor, which is the guest bath. I have a wall in there that's asking for some diamond paintings. So I'm going to put all 3 of those diamond paintings in that half bath because everybody that comes here goes in that bathroom. And so I want to show off my diamond paintings. And right now there's just 2 kind of print things in there that aren't very fun or very uplifting at all. So those are going to come down. I'm going to put Carla Gerard in there. So waiting on those to come. But let's take a look at my finished object. A quick look at a finished object. I have a diamond painting here that I finished, and it's turned out really pretty. Look at the colors in there. I love the colors of these beautiful flowers. The yellow especially, so beautiful and deep. I love the background, and I didn't realize there were lines there until I finished it. A lot of things you don't notice till you finish a painting, but this is a 10 by 13 from Amazon. I went out to Amazon today, and I saw, I don't know, 10 or 15 florals very similar to this, about the similar size, for between $5 and $12. I mean, that's a really affordable way to get into a new craft. So if you're interested in diamond painting, you could try that. But I'm going to be working on some Craft Ease diamond paintings here coming up by Carla Gerard, and a beautiful an artist with a different eye for art. I really like it. It's an abstract kind of art and something different from the classics, but I will be doing those, and I'll be promoting Craft Ease at that point. But if you just want to get a small, tiny little project and just give it a try, it's a good thing. You can just find one out there and give it a try. See what you think about it. I've enjoyed it so very much. And then I've bought a few accessories like my easel and my light pad that I turn on so I can see behind it, and I'll show you what it looks like with it turned on. See, like that. You can get down here and really see all the different symbols that you have to fill in. It's just so much easier for you don't have to strain your eyes, put it that way. But I use that on every single diamond painting. Really like it. There it is turned off, but you get a little bit better look here at the far away look at this particular painting. It's called Small Floral, and I didn't see it today out on Amazon. That's where I bought it probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's been sitting around my office. And between paintings, I thought it might be nice to do this one. It only took me about maybe 10 or 12 hours total, and that's not too many. I have spent 300 hours on larger paintings, but I always keep my time. So just wanted to show you this. This is my newest diamond painting. I'll have to go and seal it downstairs with some Mod Podge, and then I'll take it over and get it framed and hang it on my wall. I put just a little bit of diamond painting in my videos because some of y'all are diamond painting, and some of y'all have been inspired by me. Oh, it's just, I love that I can inspire you to do something fun for yourself. So if you haven't tried it yet, you might want to do that. It doesn't take a big investment. You can lay that right on the table and do it. You don't have to buy anything extra. It should come with a diamond painting pen and some other things that you need to complete that diamond painting. So you don't have to really buy anything else. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below in the comment section. And if you're going to sign up for the gift, of course you're going to put a comment down there, so that's really good too. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. You can hit the subscribe button and click the little bell, and it'll come on for all videos, and that way you'll know when I publish a video that it's out there for you and you've subscribed to it. So that'll be really great. And also, if you haven't joined the community, do that too. The link is in the description box right at the top. You just click that and sign up. It's an email list, and when I have a new pattern, I'll throw it out there. I always email my community first, and there's usually a really nice offer code out there. If it's a garment pattern, it'll be an offer code for any garment in my pattern collection, which is on Etsy, and there are like 139 patterns out there or something. A few of them are for gifts, but mostly for garments. So be sure you sign up for the community, and you won't be bombarded with emails. Every now and then Mr. On the Hook will send out an email about my wildflower shop, which he really loves. He's done all of that designing back there. He's done all that designing. And we also have tumblers and mugs and things like that you can pick up. And that's how I ask you to support me. I don't run video ads during my videos. I think you'll see them at the beginning and the end. But I don't run them during my videos because I don't like to watch a video and be interrupted 4 or 5 different times by something I'm probably not interested in. I might be interested in it, but I would be watching the video. I don't want to go off on a tangent and watch an ad. So, and there's nothing wrong with having ads in your video, but I don't use that as a support for my channel. I use Etsy as a support. So if you'd like to support my channel, you can do that by visiting my Etsy shop and finding something there, and you don't have to pay for something every single month. You know, you can just buy one article or a pattern or 2 or 10 or whatever you want to buy. So I just wanted to talk about that for just a second. Now, what I'm wearing today is the title of my video, and I've made the shadow vest another time. There's the pattern right there. It's on my Etsy shop. You can't miss it. I've got those wild chartreuse arms sticking out there. But that does look good with the gray vest. It's pretty. It's just kind of a wild picture there. But this was the first one that I made. I made this with Mary Maxim value. This is maximum value that I used on this vest, this shadow vest, but on this one I used just the value yarn. Very nice yarn. I love their yarn. I don't always buy it because I have to pay shipping, and sometimes I'd rather just go to Joann's and buy some Big Twist or something. But this is kind of on the same plane. It's a very soft yarn. It's very easy to crochet. It's got a nice feel to it when you get through crocheting it. It's very soft. And this was the one that I made before. I'm going to scoot Crystal back with me. And this has a wide ribbing at the bottom and a specialty stitch around the armholes and also around the neck. It's not a difficult pattern to make. You actually crochet it in the round. So you start at the bottom and you crochet in the round and go all the way up to the armholes, and then it's real easy to finish from there. So that is Crystal's version of the shadow vest, and my first, my prototype actually that I made for the pattern. Now I'm wearing another version of that, and I'm going to show you. I'll stand up and show it to you. Now this is the newest version of the shadow vest that I'm wearing. I made this week. It only took me a few days to make it. It's really not difficult at all. And what I did was I took some black Mary Maximum Value yarn and I paired it with some mohair that I had in my stash, and the mohair was kind of a pink and gray. And when you get up close to it, and I'll come up to the camera here in a minute, but when you get up close to it, you can see the pink and the gray kind of mixed in on the black. And so I trimmed it in just a solid black, and I have a huge ribbing down here at the bottom. It's really wide, but I like that. I thought it looked kind of neat. And I'll show you the back of it. It's just more of the same. It looks just like Crystal's, only it's done with a larger yarn. And I didn't upsize the hook. I used a K hook for this, and I think I used maybe a K or a J on Crystal's shadow vest. You have to just decide what kind of fabric you want, but I'm wearing this with some knit pants because it's cold in here today, and some snow boots. I found these in my closet, and I thought I'm going to go outside, maybe if it's just for a minute or two, and walk around in the snow after I finish my video. So I have on my snow boots and just a pink turtleneck, wearing it to pick out the pink in the shadow vest. So I'll come up and show you a little bit closer look at this. As you can see, this has some pink and some gray in it. I'll get up a little bit closer. As you can see the different colors. I hope you can see that. I can see them from here, but maybe you can't. There's some pink right in here. Every now and then the pink comes out, and I thought, you know, I'm going to accent that with some pink earrings and some a pink turtleneck and some pink lipstick, and just going with the pink on this one. Now here is the mohair that I used. This was the ice mohair that I bought a long time ago, Ice Yarns, and it's called Mohair Pastel. And there are a million yards on this thing. It's 10% mohair and 15% wool, 75% acrylic. Now, if you're allergic to wool, you can't really use this, but it has 500 meters on there, which, you know, if there are more yards than that, it's huge. But it's a small ball. It's just the mohair is really small. But here's what it looks like. See the pink and the gray in there? It's beautiful yarn. I really liked it. And I just ran this with the black Mary Maximum yarn, Maximum Value yarn, and then I finished up with, of course, my good old Red Heart Super Saver black. And this is a huge ball of yarn, and it was just like Mary Maximum. It's not quite as soft, but I used this to do the edging around there because I had run out of the Mary Maxim yarn right at the end of this. So I used the Super Saver. I mean, I'm trying to use up some yarns in my stash, and I've been successful. Been successful going through my stash and finding yarn that I could use to make garments with, and shawls and whatever else, you know. So anyway, that is the shadow vest, and easy to make, fun to make too, because you're crocheting in a circle. You don't have to sew up any underarm seams. There's one seam up here, and it's only this wide. It's just not very wide at all. I added on the edging, and then the edging has a little bit of a gap in each between some of the stitches, just to let your shirt underneath show through. I just really like that. And also Crystal's has that too. I don't know if you can see that. Hers has that same edging on it. I made it right by the pattern. So it has two different looks here, and you can make this, of course, out of any color. And it would be nice out of black. It's easy to crochet, so black wouldn't be too hard to do. I know black yarn is difficult sometimes, but in something like this, it's really not that difficult to use black. And then you'd have a black vest you could wear 1,000 different ways. I mean, it's such a neutral color. I wear a lot of black, and I always did when I was in the corporate world. I wore a lot of black, and so I've got a ton of black in my closet, but it's a color that I like to wear. I really do. I enjoy wearing black. So that's all I have to say about that. That's my shadow vest number 2. As you know, last week I didn't offer a gift to y'all. I totally forgot. Just forgot. I did my whole video, and then after it was published, I realized that I didn't ask y'all to sign up for any gifts. So this week, we're going to sign up for a couple of gifts. The first gift I have is this yarn. It's a creative lace yarn, they call it. It's a number 2. Beautiful colors. I have 5 skeins of this, and on each skein is 355 yards. It's a size 2 yarn. I will not be using this. I know people knit with this all the time, but there's no way Jeannie's going to knit with that. It would be too slow, and it would take me several years to make a garment out of that knitted. So anyway, that's something I could run with another yarn, but I just really don't want to do that. I'm going to give this away, and there are 5 skeins of this. And you can use the word Italy because it's made in Italy. It's a beautiful yarn, really nice. And it's machine washable, it says. Now let me tell you what's in it. It is 50% virgin wool and 50% acrylic. So wool and acrylic, half and half. That's what this is, and it's beautiful. There are, I don't know, 1,600 or 1,700 yards I'm giving away. So if you're an avid crocheter or knitter and you want a size 2 yarn, this is the one. So to sign up for that, use the word Italy, I-T-A-L-Y. I'll put it right here on the screen. It's Italy, I-T-A-L-Y, and that's where the yarn is made, over in Europe. So nice. Really like that. I don't even know where I got that. I think someone gave it to me, and if you gave me this, thank you so very much. I had considered using it, but it was just a little bit too small for me. So I'm going to give this away next week when we get back together on Friday. So be sure to use the word Italy for that. Now, there was a gift that I was giving away, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a month. I don't know how long it's been. But it's 3 skeins of Bernat Baby Blanket right here. And the Summer Day is the colorway right here. So beautiful, purple, yellow, green, perfect for a baby something, little blanket or a little lovey or something like that. So cute. It's a super bulky number 6, so it goes quite a long way. And the yardage in here is 86 yards. It's 86 yards on the skein, and just so pretty. One skein is leaking all over the place. I'll try to make something happen with that, and then I have another one here too. So I have 3 skeins of baby blanket yarn. This gift was not claimed. If you think that you've claimed this and I didn't catch your email, please write me, and then I'll just give it to you. But I have the name of the person that is supposed to claim it, so you should be writing me. So you write me and tell me if you won this. Otherwise, we're going to sign up for it in the comment section. If you're interested in this, I want you to put the word baby. So Italy and baby are the 2 key words this week. Now very quickly, I want to show you something else. I'm going to turn my camera. That is my Christmastime Coverlet done in springtime colors. And if you're in the community, you will have gotten an email pattern, a free pattern for that coverlet right there. I made it in Christmas colors and also made it in spring colors, and it turned out so beautifully. I actually made Sophie's Universe, if you remember that. Sophie's Universe, it was a book, and the book was a beautiful Afghan with all kinds of different stitches. These are all the colors that I had left over after I made that coverlet with the different colors in it. These are the colors that I had in there. I have them in a box because there are just too many of them to put in my stash. But what I did was this week I looked in here and there were so many leaker skeins, and that means they're coming apart. You know, they're falling all over the place and they're not tight like this one. This one's pretty tight. This one is still in sort of the same shape it should be. This is a Hirschner's worsted heather, and I used these colors for that afghan and also for Sophie's Universe. And I gave my Sophie's Universe away to my sister-in-law Pam for her birthday last week, and she was totally crochet worthy. Pam, if you're watching this, I totally appreciate that too, that she looked at it over Christmas and she said, "This is so beautiful, look at these stitches," and all that. And she was going on about it, and I thought, you know what, I want somebody to have that is crochet worthy, and that's what I'm talking about. Crochet worthy. They understand how long it takes to make something, and they understand the difficulty of the stitches and all that. So I gave that to my sister-in-law Pam, and Pam, I'm so glad you liked it. But these are the colors that were in it right here, and I need a project where I can use these colors, and some of them I don't have as much of, but what I did was, where I was going with that, is I found the leakers in here, and then I rolled them up on my new ball winder, which is, I'll turn this around so you can see it. See my new ball winder from Knit Picks. And I sat here at my office and I was looking at YouTubes and all that, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to roll these up. So I rolled up some of the balls, and look how pretty that turned out. And I put the color in here so I'll know what color it is. Here's another one. This is a little one. It's a little gray one, but he was just falling all over the place. And so was this one, this purple one. She was falling all over. And then I did one more here, and I've done several of these, the Aran color. Beautiful, turned out really pretty on a cake. So I love doing that, and I went through and I cleaned this up so it was more fun to look at. And now I need an idea of what to make with this, maybe to corner, or something that I can just use all the colors of it and kind of use them up. Not totally if I don't have to, but thought about asking y'all if you have any suggestions. And if you suggest a pattern, be sure to tell me where it is or the perfect name for it, and I'll just go on Google and find it. Or if it's a video, you can just tell me and I can find that. But if you have a suggestion for these, then let me know. I guess knowing I'm going to be snowed in for a few days, I'm thinking of projects that I can start, and that will probably be one of them. But I also finished the olive green motif cardigan that I was making, and it was like big squares that you make, and they're very pretty. I have all the directions and all the pattern notes I've got for myself, and I finished it finally yesterday. It's laying on my dining room table. I'm not going to show it just yet. I'll probably be wearing it next week. But I want to write the pattern, make sure that I've got all the pertinent instructions in there to put one of these together. You can make it shorter and you can make it longer. They're just a lot of things that you can do to make your squares bigger or smaller. And if you need to add inches across here, you can do that. Or, you know, there are a lot of other things you can do with it. So I'm getting ready to sit down and write that pattern, or finish it. I've actually started it already. And I'm calling it the Wisteria Cottage Cardi. And I just thought about the beautiful flowers that are in the motifs. It's not a granny square thing, although you make it in squares. It's a motif. It's not done in different colors or anything. Now, I guess you could do that if you wanted to. You can do that if you wanted to. But I just had this feeling that I wanted to make a one-color cardigan with the motifs in it. And you just sew them together. Well, you actually crochet them together. And then put edgings on it. And I'm going to do a couple of extra things to it, I think. So I did finish that, and I'm hoping I can get it done by next week, if not the week after. But a lot of you have been asking about that green cardigan, so I call it the Wisteria Cottage Cardi, and I'll put that right across here so you can see it spelled out. Wisteria is a type of beautiful flower, and that's just what it reminded me of. And the cottage reminds me of walking through a garden and finding a little cottage at the end. I mean, it's just something like that just went through my mind. So I thought I'm just going to call it the Wisteria Cottage Cardi. So I'll be finishing that soon, and y'all can find that in my Etsy shop when I get finished with it. And I'll send out an email if it's before next Friday, or I might just roll it out in my video next week. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and week, and that you stay safe. Enjoy the snow if you're getting some snow. If you're not, then you can get around and do some things and enjoy yourself. I hope that you're happy, and I hope that you've been inspired by something I've said today or something I've done. So I appreciate you joining up with us on this video, and join me next time to find out what's on the hook.